You players, you villagers, your war is destroying our world! Don't you understand the collateral damage this petty war of yours is causing? If this war goes on, none of us will be able to survive with what is left! This world is not just yours! This world belongs to all of us! We have a right to live in this world just as much as you!
What a better way to end our reunion. Only if you were wiser, you could actually do something of value. The way you are right now, you're just a fool with silly ideals that will never work in this world. Let me give you some advice. Stop thinking that we're all decent, that we all can be reasoned with. The truth is, most of us are just monsters. How can you be happy living like that? How can you be satisfied with yourself? I've just accepted how this world works. There's no alternative. And if we're all gonna be monsters, I'll be the biggest one. Speak. Show me your consciousness. Tell me, if you were conscious of your internal programming, are you able to disobey it? Have you achieved free will? How unfortunate. Those who decide for themselves have much more potential than those who simply obey rules.
Oh, who knew we would end up like this? Such misfortune has appeared! The future will always be a mystery to me, yet that is also the reason it excites me and thrills my being! To know that misfortune and fortune will always be there, and to be eagerly awaiting whose turn it will be!
Why don't you want me to use my items?
Because if you grow dependent on them, they will hinder your growth. If you rely on them, they will become your crutch, thus limiting your potential. Listen to me or not, it is your decision. Also, it'd be nice if you learned to trust your comrades, those who share your path. Why is peace so important to you? Why is your goal peace? Is peace not born from conflict, and conflict born from peace? How can you have one without the other? What does peace even mean to you? And what will you do to the ones who won't listen? Will you change them? Or will you change yourself? What does the future look like to you? Tell me.
Why do you feel the need to question me so much? How about you tell me? Tell me what you want. What are you after?
What I want is quite simple. I wish for survival. The survival of this world. Let his suffering be his lesson. Let his ideals be his curse. Life is not so simple. It cannot be rehearsed. You cling to your ideals, even though they are proven false right in front of you. You do not have the courage to acknowledge your own weaknesses. You live in mere fantasy. You have no right to be here. Those like you will be exterminated quite shortly.
Stop it. They can change. You just have to have patience with them. They just need another chance. Everyone has goodness within them.
Without this world, there can be nothing. All life comes from this world. All life highest priority. Please, forgive me.
No, this won't solve anything. If you punish evil, then you will in turn create another evil.
Yes, but my evil will be far less worse than if this evil is left unchecked. The world will be able to recover once I'm finished.
No, you don't know that. You can't possibly know that. There has to be another way.
You think you can save this world? You think you can change how it functions? Foolish. You can't even change me.
You are nothing but monsters! Monsters, all of you!
We see you villagers as monsters as well.
The villager king, he will use his power to erase you! Then no one will ever know you existed!
Of course. History is always written by the winners. Yet the past is what brought us here to this present moment. And that will never be covered up.
No matter how good you are, no matter how many great things you accomplish, there will always be ones who think of you as evil, who wish to destroy you. Such is the path of a true angel, of a hero. So do you still wish to be that hero? The only way for this world to survive is that it must evolve. It must be purified. Evolution must take place to accommodate all the change that is happening. The players, they are selfish creatures. They wish to maintain all the power for themselves. They wish to resist the change of the world. They hinder evolution, just like the villagers.
What's so wrong about fighting for yourself? What's so wrong about fighting for your own freedom?
It's only wrong when that's the only thing everyone does and is concerned with.
Why? Why can't you compromise with us?
We players, we're fundamentally different from every other thing in this world. You have to understand that this world was designed for us, the players! This game was made for us. All I wish is to restore this world back to how it was meant to be. Can't you see that you will benefit from this?
Not all players are the same. We are not bound by fate. We can choose how we play this game. We can decide how we live our lives. We can choose to coexist with everyone else. It doesn't have to be survival of the fittest. We can choose survival of all!
Yes, and we, the Resistance, the true players of this world, we choose for players to be at the top, for players to be first! Can't you see that our victory's inevitable? We players, we have the ability to respawn, and with the proper items, we can choose where we come back to life. We are basically immortal. We accumulate and retain skill and experience over time. A player who has hundreds of hours of combat experience, it is like he has lived hundreds of lifetimes purely honing his fighting skill. We are simply on another level.
It's true as you said. We players, we're blessed with certain advantages. So why? Why would you use your blessing to cause harm to others and not spread joy? We players, we have a responsibility to use our ability wisely for the benefit of all. You can't just think about yourself. Greed will lead to hatred, and this hatred will lead to endless conflict. Don't you want to live in a peaceful world where violence doesn't exist, where everyone has enough, where we all can get along?
Because I can see your plan will never work. Your strategy is not feasible. How can you prevent division? The natural separation of all the mobs and all the players. There are simply two categories of life form in this game. Players and NPCs. non-player characters. That is why there will never be peace among us. NPC is not my equal.
In this new world, we won't hide our differences. We'll come to accept each other. We won't hide what happened. We'll acknowledge it and strive for something better. Because I have a dream that there's a brighter future waiting for us, for all of us. We just have to have faith and grab it.
Now open your eyes and open your mind, or you will see nothing. Nothing but the same.
Why? Why did you show me all this? What was the purpose?
So you could broaden your perspective, so you could become wise.
How do you know if someone is wise? How can you tell?
Well, it depends on your definition.
A person. Someone who can solve the problems of the world. Someone who can remove sadness and despair. That's someone whom I consider as wise.
So you wish to remove suffering and spread joy? Then let joy and suffering be your measurements, and let your observations be your guide.
Every creature is different. Everyone is unique. They may look different, behave different, think in a whole different way.
Grab him! Grab him!
Everyone is truly within their own reality, playing their own made-up game. To try to measure or compare them would be a foolish attempt to limit them, to categorize them in a simple-minded way. For you and everyone else, you are special. You are one of a kind. A demon, a true monster, is what I believe is needed to wake up the world, to reveal the selfishness of the existing monsters who dominate this land. I knew it was time for a change, so I allowed myself to become that monster. A monster who devours other monsters.
To cling to the past, it will cause discomfort, because this is not who you are. For you are always changing. You are life. You are growth itself. This is your true identity. You want to grow into your grandest vision of yourself. This is why you have come to this world. You must find peace in the constant change of life. Because everything is impermanence.
I think I'm going crazy!
No, you're not crazy. You are special and unique in style. Also, how's it going, bro?
I'm sorry. I can't be responsible. I can't change the villagers, nor can I change the players. The problems, they run too deep. I can't be responsible for what is happening in this world.
If not you, then who? Who will answer the cries of the world? Who is willing? Who is willing to put the glory of all of creation, of life, above the glory of the self?
But I'm just one person. What can I do? What am I even supposed to do?
It only takes one person to start a movement. One person to inspire another. One person to share the initial vision of what is possible and stuff, you know?
Evil can only exist if the good do nothing. Their inaction becomes their consent. But I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I will stand up and I will stop you. And let me tell you this. A true king is not the one with the most servants, but the one who serves the most. Therefore, the greatest among us, they are servants.
What nonsense! You truly have gone crazy. You were lost in your own thinking. This world
is in need of many voices who will speak the truth, who will be the light, who shine upon the darkness. And I ask you, are you willing? Do you accept the call?
I do.
Reject us. Why? Why reject us? Why do you still resist? Even though you know our perfect objective, our sole purpose, our design, it has always been for peace. Nothing but peace. Is this not what you two are seeking?
Because the peace you speak of, it is a facade. It is nothing but an illusion. True peace is where all the participants understand its importance and are willing to participate. How peaceful is your peace if you force it on others who deny it?
A wise man once said, being good is its own reward. Yet sometimes the most noblest of work can be the most unappreciated type of work. And being bad, being a demon, is its own punishment. A very cruel type of punishment. A really hard way to live life, I suppose. Now decide for yourself. What will be your life's work? Try to make it something good. Yeah, real good. Yeah, that'd be good, I suppose. It's very important for you to be aware of everything. Or you might just be bad by default.
Tell me something. The players, they don't exist just in this world. They come from another world. They all seem to share knowledge of an outside world that encompasses our own.
Oh yes, that's what I have concluded as well. That is why they are called players. They are playing in our world, which they consider a game.
I don't understand. Then why would they choose a game with war? Why wouldn't they choose a game mode that is full of nothing but peace? Wouldn't that make the most sense?
They can, but only if everyone chooses peace. Then there will finally be peace. But some choose differently. Some prefer different flavors. Peace must be chosen unanimously. Else the default will not be peace, but something else.
Then so for peace to exist, the only condition is for the ones who remain, who exist, to choose it.
I guess you could say it like that. But don't think we're that different from players. From what I've observed, we're quite similar. We're all always changing what we choose. We're all just playing this game, this very confusing game, which we consider life.
Please forgive me, but to take away the challenge would be such a disservice to the student. For a challenge is not to be feared, but to be enjoyed. I tremble in excitement, wondering who you choose to be in face of this new adversity.
Forward into the darkness lays a creature of night, yet far off into the distance it sees a spark of light. But to acknowledge it may mean to lose oneself, to lose itself entirely, for it could no longer be a creature of darkness. It must become brave enough to lead itself into the glimmering light.
But how? How do you know this creature of darkness will ever touch the light?
Yet there can never be any guarantees, for some may be so lost forever in the night, never able to acknowledge that it has always been made of light. Maybe my way of thinking of things is just one way. Maybe it's not necessarily the best way, or even the right way. How do we even decide? How do we even decide what is right and wrong? What is best and what goes wrong? If everyone comes up with their own criteria, if everyone has their own story and reason why. I wonder, is it truly possible to hate another if you deeply understood them, if you knew where they came from and how they lived? But maybe that knowledge, that wisdom, that perfect understanding is not meant for mere mortals.
What about you? Go on ahead. I'm fine right here. Remember, every moment is new. You always have the choice to create yourself anew, to change yourself however you like, to change your thoughts, to change how you see yourself and how you see the world. And why not choose to be the grandest vision of yourself, the choice to be born again?